today we're gonna start a new sport. My name is ThatBettingDude and welcome to another video. Woo! Absolute seeds here. No NBA video today. I'm not really a big fan of the plays in the NBA today, so I'm a betting channel and this is my favorite sport. MMA is my favorite sport, so I'm so excited to bring this to you. I'm so excited to let you in on my plays for the UFC fight night. DerrickLewis versus Almeida. What the plan was for this channel was to give you all of my picks, all of the plays that I do on my Patreon. But because the Patreon is now getting started and hasn't properly kicked off yet, I'm going to do that in this video. I'm going to earn my worth. I'm going to show exactly how my predictions run with UFC, and maybe you can make your own decision on if you want to subscribe to my Patreon. Link in the description. Alright guys, so we're going to look into my first pick. We're going to look into Eduardo Mora versus Montserrat Ruiz. Montserrat Ruiz, I'm going to speak about her last fight first. She faced Jacqueline Amorim, and Jacqueline Amorim dominated that fight for the most part. The jiu-jitsu difference, you could have seen it, but Montserrat Ruiz was just so tough. Jacqueline Amorim is a very high-level jiu-jitsu practitioner, and she was not able to submit Montserrat Ruiz. I'm not so sure it's going to be the same thing in this fight, because Eduardo Mora, judging on her last fight in the Contender Series, is very, very strong. Physically strong. She may be able to bully her way into takedowns. She may be able to bully her way into an arm triangle. She may be able to bully her way into ground and pound. So I'm not too confident on the submission, but what I am confident in is Eduardo Mora to win by finish. Give me Eduardo Mora inside the distance. That's the first play. Second play of the day, and this one is a bit of a low confidence pick. I'm going Denise Gomes to beat Angela Hill by knockout. So that value should be relatively high. Angela Hill has never been finished, but you know who else hasn't been finished? Yasmin Jauregui. And Denise Gomes was able to finish her inside the first round. I see it being a bit more of a struggle, but Denise Gomes has so much power in her hands, and Angela Hill's chin has been tested. It looked like it got cracked in that last fight against Mackenzie Dern. So when Angela Hill fought Mackenzie Dern, Mackenzie was just too big, too strong, too powerful for Angela Hill, and she couldn't contain that. The technique and the striking, you could see Angela Hill is more crisp in technique, but she lacks power. Denise Gomes is not going to respect that power, and she's going to be marching forward. That's why I think she's going to get that knockout. So second play of the day, give me Denise Gomes knockout. Third play of the day, we got Vitor Petrino versus Modestas Bukauskas. And I see Vitor Petrino getting that knockout and getting it very early. The thing with Bukauskas is when he's got finished, it's been pretty early. He got finished real early against Jimmy Crute. I believe it was like 2 minutes. And Vitor Petrino is a very, very powerful light heavyweight. He muscled his way into his submission for the last fight. I barely count that as a submission anyway. Vitor Petrino should be able to knock out Bukauskas with ease. He's won a fight by decision and then submission, and now he wants to show that he can knock the guy out. He was also able to beat that Rodolfo guy from the Contender Series, and that guy is real strong. The only 2 losses that Rodolfo guy got was against Vitor Petrino twice, and it was knocked out twice. And we see how good he is. But we saw how powerful he is. So imagine how powerful Vitor Petrino must be. I see no way that Bukauskas can win, especially after that close fight that he had with Zach Pauga. Yeah, Zach Pauga. I believe Zach Pauga won that fight. The UFC is trying to give Vitor Petrino a layup. They're trying to make him a household name. So I'm going to put that on my betting slip. Vitor Petrino by knockout. Fourth play of the day, and this one, the value is not that great. But he's a parlay piece if you want to put it that way. I have Henat Fakhretdinov to win moneyline against Lizu. Some guy who knocked out Sean Strickland with a spinning heel kick. I got Hanad Fakhretdinov, but I'm recency bias. That's because of the way in which he finished Kevin Lee. That's because of the way in which he beat Ryan Battle. I just see Hanad being so dominant, so strong, so imposing. His wrestling is going to be the difference in this fight. So give me Hanad Fakhretdinov moneyline. Number 5, we got Armen Petrosyan versus Rodolfo Vieira. Now, a lot of people are going Rodolfo Vieira. I understand. It's because of his grappling, right? But Petrosyan, in his last fight against Chris Leroy Duncan, or whatever his name is, he looked pretty good in the striking. Not gonna lie, pretty good in the striking. And everybody knows what Rodolfo Vieira is gonna try to do. So if this fight manages to stay standing, I see Armen Petrosyan piecing him up. I don't see her getting the finish. Armen Petrosyan, since he's joined the UFC, has not really knocked out anybody. He has won all his fights by decision, and the value in that is crazy good. So give me Armen Petrosyan by decision. Got the cardio machine, Almeida facing Kyle Barallo. Come on, this is a gimme fight for Barallo, or however you pronounce his name. He's gonna win either by submission or decision. And Bet365 has that. I'm gonna put the odds to that there. But if you don't have those odds and you have to pick one, I will go by submission, because Abus is not gonna be able to reach to that decision with that level of cardio. But anything can happen in terms of that. If he's able to defend the submissions, Barallo might try to go for some strikes, but I don't see him winning with strength. So give me Barallo by submission or decision. 7th play. Oh my god, there's so much plays today. That's how awesome this UFC fight night is. I don't normally play this much in UFC, but the fights are so tempting. Take my money. But we have Rodrigo Nascimento fighting Dontel Mays. This is going to be their second fight. The first fight, Nascimento was able to submit Dontel Mays in the second round. I have him winning by submission again this time. But here's the thing. I would recommend playing this inside the distance, mainly because Nascimento already submitted Dontel Mays. Who knows? Maybe he wants to do it again, but maybe he wants to prove that he can knock him out as well. Maybe that's why he took the rematch. UFC fighters sometimes just try to show off. And I'm not sure if he's that kind of guy. He's really big. He's a huge dude, so he can just do whatever he wants to Dontel Mays. Dontel Mays is nowhere near the level, so I got Rodrigo Nascimento inside the distance as my play. Although I'm going to be playing the submission, just to be safe. My 8th and final pick is going to be Gabriel Bonfim to beat Nicholas Dalby. This one is going to be a tough one. Nicholas Dalby has never been finished. But Gabriel Bonfim is so strong. The way he manhandled Trevor Giles, I see him doing something very similar and getting a sub against Nicholas Dalby. So give me Gabriel Bonfim by submission. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. But if you have any comments, feedback, or queries, be sure to leave it in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, game time.